Hi, this is Alan Edwards with L-36.com. Today I want to talk about some wireless displays that I have that are available for the RaceBox that's part of the StartLine family. First, just a little background. This is a RaceBox I just put together. It uses a PC board that was laid out by a friend, and it basically the RaceBox is an Edison, an interface chip, perhaps a heel indicator that goes here, a GPS receiver. Normally the input from the instruments on the boat would go into the this USB over something like this cable, or perhaps one of these FTDI boards. This is a 2-input one. I generally use a 4-input one. I get 4 NEMA input-output channels and in the RaceBox. So this one is running, and this is StartLine. And right now it's in a test page, and it is testing. It's sending out 5.43 knots. And this display down here is the time. The smaller single one is off. So if I set it to 7.02 knots, you'll see that it builds up. Right now I have the filter set for 10 seconds. So it'll take quite a while to come up, but that's all programmable. There are 2 sizes of displays here. The smaller one is a nice little module that you can buy for, I think it's $12, $13. It's got a PC board, and you just put 4 wires up to it. The larger one, this one is 4 individual LCD chips and a 40-pin driver, and it's on this PC board, 2-sided board. The driver goes on that side, the digits go on that side. So one thing I should mention is these are all obviously battery powered, and they are charged with a QI charger. So if I take this charger, let me get that out of the way, and I set this unit on it, maybe you can see the blue light there, which indicates that it's being charged. So it's a pretty neat setup. And let me show you how you do that, how that works. The key to these wireless displays is a chip called a ESP8266. It comes in a variety of forms. This particular one is a D1 Mini, and I'll show you that. There's also Adafruit makes this one, which is a Jesus, something like that. I don't know how to say it exactly. H-U-Z-Z-A-H, Jesus, I don't know. And they also make one that has their battery charger built in. It's called a Feather. I started with this one. I had a lot of trouble with it. I switched to the Feather, and it kind of burned too much power and was fairly expensive. These D1 Minis are very inexpensive, and there's a nice family, and I'll show you that. So I'm going to power it up with this USB plug, and you can see what's going on. It selects, it sees the RaceBox test, it's called test, and it connects to the test, and now it's showing the time. So it's completely programmable what it shows. The others were showing speed or time. They can show depth or wind or anything. And it's programmable through the StartLine interface on the tablet. But you generally would do that ahead of time, get it all set up. So the thing I want to point out here is this is pretty simple. You've got the powered up D1 Mini and just 4 connections to the little module here. I mentioned it. It's this PC board with 4 wires to it. Just comes all ready to go. Obviously the larger one's more complicated, but still it just has 4 wires going to it once you get that part built. Now, obviously you don't want to power this off of a USB cable. You want to power it off of a battery. So there are a variety of battery chargers available. One is a nice one, the D1 Mini series, and it stacks. But right now I'm going to use this one from Adafruit. It takes a battery and it takes a USB, so you can charge it off of USB. So I'm going to take this and just plug the battery in it, and then and plug it into the breadboard here. So now it's being powered off a battery. So that's the complexity. You've got two wires from here, or if you're using the module that stacks, you just stack these two and plug the battery into it. Now the next thing is the charger, and it's pretty simple too. It's a QI charger, and you get it, it comes in a little envelope like this, and you take that out. And so here's the QI charger. This is the charging side, and this is the upside. They're made for phones, but they plug right in. And then if you take the charger and set it down, you can see the light comes on there, and it's now charging. So in the case of these boxes, I just put a little mark on the bottom where you have to line up to charge it, and you can charge it. So here's the simplicity of this. You've got a battery, plugs in, you've got a QI charger, plugs in, two wires in this case, or just the header, the stat connector into the D1 Mini, and hook it up to the display, and now it hooks up the Wi-Fi to the RaceBox. I think it's a pretty neat solution. I look forward to trying it out. All right, those of you who have RaceBoxes, some of you have the Stow terminal. This is a Stow terminal. Normally it's hooked up with a cable, but I find that kind of inconvenient, so I made a wireless one. It has a 12-volt battery in it that charges across this cable. And the interesting thing is when you remove the cable, it turns it on. Then you can connect this cover plug and make the unit waterproof again. So at first it says 12.4 volts, so you know it's good, and then it starts to display whatever it would display if it was wired. So it's pretty cool. Uses all the same components. It just, the addition of a RS-232 driver, it works. Now I'll show you the little, take this aside, show you the little printed circuit board I made. Let me zoom in on that. This little printed circuit board is in the different boxes. It's made, cut out for the small box, which we've made quite a number of. And it has the D1 footprint here, takes a charger and the ESP8266 on top of each other. It has a connector here that goes to that LCD display, but it also has the ability to have a 12-volt charger, and then in this breadboard area I put a switch so that the thing will turn off when the cable's connected. So this is a nice little board. You know, these PC boards are just amazing. There's a program called Eagle, which is free for small boards, and you can lay the board out. It's pretty easy to do, lots of online support. And then you can send the board off to a company in China called PCBWay, and a week later it arrives at your door. And for basically $50, you can get 5 or 10, 15, whatever boards. It's amazing. Well, I hope you have enjoyed this video and perhaps learned something from it. Please contact me if I can be of any help. This is the different variety of wireless displays I've made. 1 or 2 displays in both the small and the large, and then the Stow. I didn't talk about this one, but this is just 2 of this display in a larger box. This particular one is wired for the power, but it's wireless for the data. So, like I say, I hope you've enjoyed it. Please frequent l-36.com. I appreciate it, and have a great day. Thanks.